When I play these older games and watch these older movies, it truly is a form of escapism. Like when I play Silent Assassin or Contracts, like I played them when they were brand new. And, so like there was this one reviewer I watched, and he mentioned that, which I would have mentioned it, but I didn't get around to making a video about him until I saw this review. But he talked about how Silent Assassin was most people's first introduction to the series, and that's what it was for me, because that game had a ton of advertising. If you looked up, Silent Assassin, Andrew WK or whatever, you can watch the old TV commercials, and his shit was popular at the time. So like they used Ready to Die in the commercials, and they played it up as this run and gun thing. Probably because most motherfuckers, if you try to stealth, it'll just piss you off probably until you understand the intricacies of the game. But it was funny he said that in the video. It's like he pointed out it came out in 2002. So it's 24 years ago, and he said something like that. It's like, and yes, I can see your wrinkles growing. Yeah, because I was 11 when that game came out, and I'm pretty sure I played it that year, or maybe I played it in 2003. But then I played Contracts on the PS2 for the first time in 2004 when it came out. So I would have been 13. But like a big part of it, like playing these games, is just to relive a time when there wasn't this technological depravity fucking everywhere, right? So every cubic micrometer has to be coated with 1,000 fucking chomovision insecurity cameras, right? And of course now they also record audio. And like there's nowhere you can go to just be left the fuck alone anymore, right? Like there's no seclusion. Like there really is no ability to just sit around and just be left the fuck alone. So, if you're aware of the shit and you have a problem with it like you should because you're not psychotic, you really can never relax, right? Like, and I would give anything for it to be 2004 or whatever again. I mean, it really, I would say up until maybe about 2015, it was mostly salvageable. But the technological shit, it was pretty much by the 2010s, it was pretty much beyond fucked, and especially now, just this exponential acceleration of everything. And like the only reason it was any better in the past was because it just didn't have the ability yet. They could only make the electronics so small. They only had a limited storage capacity. Bullshit like that. And now it's just too easy for them to just, you know, fucking just inundate everything. Like humans, like I said, they're cultured like bacteria. They just colonize everything, inoculate everything, right? It's just a fucking bacterial culture, fucking scourge on everything. But like I'll watch the older movies, and one of them I was watching. I don't really watch them anymore. I'll look at them, right? And like I'll probably have them muted and be listening to music or whatever else I'm listening to. Same thing with video games nowadays, really. But I was rewatching Seven, and the Brad Pitt Morgan Freeman movie, and there's scenes in it where they'll like meet in a barber shop or this or that, like whatever place, or what was the movie, Fight Club, a lot of shit like that. Meet at a restaurant, meet at some place, or I don't know, just this idea that you could fucking go anywhere and have any degree of privacy, right? Any degree of you know just sitting around, like another one or series really that I always come back to is like the Brat movies. The Russian, brother. Brat is, like brother in Russian. Like I watch those movies, and like I really don't look at what everyone else looks at when they look at movies. Like, even if it's like a fucking gangster movie type bullshit thing, like it could be Scarface or whatever. I mean, since we're on the hitman topic, everyone knows Codename 47, The Jungle Mission, is so obviously a ripoff of, you know, fucking, Scarface. But, watching a movie like that or whatever, like what I pay attention to is just the lack of this fucking mass surveillance shit. And I remember that when I was a kid and even up into being a teenager, um, especially at the time when I was first playing contracts a lot, and it was really relevant to me. Anybody that's dealt with the psych ward shit, again, just another figment of the human social psychosis. It's a lot more salient, right? So a lot of the subplot of Codename 47 and contracts being basically a remake, it was a lot more relevant to me to play through those different levels. But especially because of that, if you've ever been subjected to the bullshit, you know, just having those games just cathartically was, it helped a lot. But now I just think it's like, Jesus, like it would have been so amazing even just for it to like stay how it was in like 2004 or whatever. But even a few years after that, like, just I remember a time when I could just that like there was like, oh yeah, there were a ton of cameras, but I mean they would be in specific places, right? It wasn't like now they're just literally everywhere. Like you can't even go to a gas station. I've been to gas stations now, like they literally will say, oh, audio recording in progress. It's like, you motherfucking humans are just, you're insane. Like what exactly does this shit accomplish? You know what I mean? Like it used to be like it was a VHS cassette or like whatever. Like you see that in the old movies, right? I mean, even Hitman Blood Money in 2006, that was the bullshit thing, right? The fucking the VHS cassette, right? And it's like you get that, and now they can't ID or whatever, like how the game scores it with the recognition thing. And it's such an outdated trope at this point, and I would just love it to still be like that, just to minimize these humans' ability to collude against the innocent like they do. Because I have never seen any of this technology shit ever used to help an actual victim. I have only ever seen it used for these humans to get their fucking lynch mobs together to fucking murder the innocent. But just the idea you could, fucking, walk around a mall or a park, or, there'd be somewhere where you could be left alone, right? It's just such a quaint, fucking outdated concept at this point. And I'm just tired of the computers being everywhere. But it's a huge part of me playing a lot of these games. Even if they're made in the modern era, dude, most games do not depict this shit to a degree of realism. But, just to be able to even imagine a time when, I love how contrived it is in the video games and the movies. Like, there's always a blind spot, right? There's always some way that you could succeed. But, in the war of human society against, innocent victims, there is no escape. Right? It's more like fucking No Country for Old Men or whatever. I always thought that movie was odd. It's like, dude, it's like 1980. None of this shit existed yet. And how are you having such a hard time? Dude, if I were alive right now in 1980, I'd fucking disappear forever. Nobody would ever fucking. It should have been too easy, right? Now it's impossible. It's beyond 1984, and everyone talks about 1984 like it's some mythical thing in the future or whatever. But I just love how convenient it is that existence had to be inflicted on me at such a specific time period, right? where like I got to see the changeover from a relative lack of the shit to just the total blanketing of the entire planet with this just technological prison. And then more importantly, how convenient it was that, I wasn't born like 10 years earlier. So at least I could have experienced, an extra decade of it, right? And more importantly, not be at this age right now with the way this shit is today, right? It's just too convenient that, millions of fucking years and like this is where I show up at, where it's the worst it's ever fucking been. Like, dude, these humans always get it easy. And then on top of it, they just constantly shriek and bitch. Because to a human, suffering means they didn't get to persecute enough innocent victims to death yet, or like whatever, right? It's like one thing doesn't go their way, they get mildly inconvenienced, and like in their mind, their life is over, right? Their little child molester brain can't process having shit as easy as they do, right? That's why they're all junkies and fucking whatever. But I just fucking just want to be left alone. And, like it truly is escapism. But something always has to be in my fucking way. So I can never just sit around and just relax. I try so fucking hard to be lost in a video game or a movie, or like I would rather see some stupid controversial thing, like a lot of those videos I had mentioned in recent memory of, oh my god, there's fags in my video game. Like I would rather be preoccupied thinking about idiots like that, or these sort of like pseudo controversies, than have to spend another microsecond of my 35 years already just having to further think about all the shit I already have to deal with. Right? It's like anything for any degree of fucking escapism. And like truly, like I couldn't even just sit around and just be left the fuck alone, right? Just total darkness, total silence. None of these monkey ass primates anywhere near me, right? Because like even if you found that, oh well, who knows where all the fucking bullshit audio recording cameras are, because they're all the size of nothing now, right? Because they're little fucking technological progress. So you better not just kind of sit around, because they'll find some reason to fucking use that against you, right? Because humans can never, like, good wouldn't be good enough for a human. Like they always have to be creating chaos out of thin air. Like humans just squander everything. And yeah, I would just love like something like Hitman 2 or Contracts to be real. Because if it was technology to that level, fuck, dude, it would be so easy for me to just get away from everything and just exist without being fucked with, right? But of course, this shit only exists in fiction, and it's only to facilitate the plot of like shit like that, right? It's like they'll use that to be like a hitman or like whatever, right? Like that's their idea of a video game. But for me, it's like, fuck, this is the perfect opportunity for me to just you know become a ghost or whatever. I guess like the fucking ghost in Traditions of the Trade on fucking Contracts. I love the atmosphere of that game. That game has stuck with me for literally over 20 years at this point. And that'll be me someday. When I finally officially get murdered, my soul will haunt this prison reality for the rest of fucking eternity. You humans are never going to fucking get rid of me. And you wish you just left me the fuck alone. Right? All I wanted to do was just sit around and play a fucking video game or whatever, right? Or just be able to just go somewhere and just be secluded and have solitude or whatever. But I just get all these criminals wanting to try to murder me my entire life. Whatever, fuck it.